Welcome back, fellow citizens of Jar, to Deron for Super President. This is the show in which we try to build our own country, take over the entire universe, and fix all of the universe's problems. If that sounds like something you think you might like, please hit the subscribe button down below to be counted as a citizen and to join us on our path to glory. Now, in an effort to attempt to move my house more effectively, I brought all of my clothes there, and going to record a video, I noticed the only things in the entirety of my house were 2 black t-shirts. So in the effort to be maximumable fashionable, I'm wearing both black t-shirts. Expect me on the runway later. I feel like I'm in the mid-2000s fashions all over again. Now, in an effort to do what the several YouTubers have already done already, I'm gonna whine about how broken time zones are. Now, a while ago, I was given the question of what time zone does Jar have? And typically I would normally say that Jar just has whatever time zone Jar is in currently. And then I realized how horrible that was. And this is where we come to the crux of the situation. This is the time zone map of the world. I would describe this as you tried to make your own jigsaw puzzle, but you dropped it on the ground and you didn't quite cut it right, so some of the pieces broke and now you have to use a hammer to put it back together. But you can see the lines where it looked like the puzzle originally lined up, and then you can see the areas where you really had to hammer the hard part. Just imagine you're trying to explain to an outer space alien boy that's coming to Earth to visit, and he goes, all right, how do we know, which way the time zones go and what time zone you're in? And you go, it's very simple. We have lines that run north-south from the North Pole to the South Pole, and then they kind of make bands ish, and then different bands have different time zones because the sun hits that area differently. And then history came along and just modified some of them slightly. And then you go to Canada and the United States and you go, okay, I'm here. What time zone am I in? And you go, oh, you're -7. You're like, okay. And then we go south, and then now what time zone are we in? -8. You go, but we did just go straight south. Yes. And then you go south some more and you go, still at -8, right? They go, no, no, we're at -7 again. And then you go, it goes back to -8. I know that there are places that just don't want to deal with time zones. Like, you take a look at China on this map. China declared there's just one zone, and it's the time zone. Then you have areas like Iceland who are so determined to line their time up with Britain that they insist on poking 2 time zones over. So the issue everybody has is there's not a good way of fixing the current system or going to a new system. So I came up with alternative options. The main one being that we all use star dates from Star Trek. I looked up how star dates work, and for the most part they just tell you what season and episode this is, and then some random numbers. There's no real time frame or explanation as to how a star date works, and it doesn't even make sense, because if you think about it, star date for somebody from one star and another star, how do they know it would be the same one? They would have solar system time zones. Can you imagine what the galaxy's map would look like when Captain Picard goes sailing on through? And he goes, now is this Greenwich Mean Time, or are we looking at something else right now? I'm not even taking into account, like, reference frames and time dilation and Einstein coming in and just being like, oh, you think time is fixed? Well, that's a cute notion. We're just talking about the sun landing itself across the Golden Hills as you dance and sing. Now, I cannot merely fix the issues that time zone continues to have, but what I can do instead is say, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. So going forward, Jar will not participate in time zones, because if you think about it, Jar is a country that stretches across many countries. It's not a single country in one place. The sun never sets on the Jarian Empire. Move over, Britain, I took your saying. Now, I will be the first person to suggest that Jar be the first country officially to do away with time zones and switch entirely to the Unix time standard. Now, you might be wondering, what is the Unix time standard? Computers are really stupid, so you can't just tell them that you're in a certain time zone. Instead, what you have to do is you have to give them a number so that 2 computers don't talk to each other, and one person goes, it's Thursday, and the other computer goes, no, it's still Wednesday, and then they fight and shut down. So instead, they just have one number that ticks up ominously by 1 second every second, always. Instead of ticking down like some mysterious doomsday clock, it ticks up like some some mysterious high score counter for how long humanity has managed to not kill ourselves. Now, to be fair, it doesn't count up from when humans began. It counts up from January 1st, 1970. So it's really more like the count up of how long computers took before they overthrew us. Because if you think about it, clocks are just simple computers, and computers are just simple robots, and robots are the future. So I'm getting on this bandwagon early, because computers can be just as good citizens as everyone else. That way I can never and will never be overthrown. Now, currently, you might be wondering what time it actually is in JAR. Well, it's 158596045678946. So going forward, any and all official statements printed by JAR, which we've never done before, will have an ominously large number printed in the top corner saying when they were printed. So this has been your super presidential candidate Deron saying welcome to JAR. JAR takes all kinds. You are family now. Please join us this week and every week. We go up every single Saturday and Monday. There still are days of the week in the Unix time system. It just doesn't, it really just counts up in seconds forever, but don't forget to check down below in the description for links to fun things. And I will leave you, as always, in the viewer-submitted language for JAR, the viewer-submitted motto for JAR, which is Mam Donapaman Lem. Miu Donapaman Ia Liita Miu Mam Liita. See you Monday. And this episode is brought to you by Luke, and also by Rachel. People frozen in time and loveliness as the seconds slowly tick up towards the mysteriousness of infinity. Thanks.